Hello, this is Aroms Aigbehi, and today I'm taking my vacation, and I just cannot get Nigeria out of my mind, so I decided to record a video on the beach where I am. Like you can see, it's a quiet beach. There's nobody here. It's a very quiet place, so this is normally where I come and take my rest. So today what I'd like to talk about is it just bothers me to see how, due to the suffering of Nigerians, the people are so paralyzed and people are no longer willing to take action. Basically, I felt that, people have kind of lost their faith, their hope, and they're just moving around like zombies. If you talk with some people say, oh yeah, the writing of letters, that is not going to do anything because our politicians they are too wicked. They won't read the letters, they will burn them. That might be true. But the fact is, you've never written a letter before. You've never written a letter before. You've never communicated how you feel to the politicians. So you can't rightly conclude that if you write a letter, the politicians are not going to read it. And secondly, it is not like you are writing one letter. There is a million letters that are coming. So with a million letters, the political system will shake up. They will stand up. So there are a lot of effects of that. First of all, we have people all over the world, Nigerians all over the world, all the way to China, India, Pakistan. We have Nigerians everywhere. The Emirates. So imagine now everybody's writing down 1 million, 2 million letters. Somebody's going to be sorting the letters, putting them in the plane. They will come to Lagos, come to Abuja, and you have these bills of letters. And somebody will ask the question, where are these letters going? You say, yeah, but they are going to the Senate president, they are going to the presidency, they are going here, there, and there, and there. Why? How come we have all these letters? There are people protesting against the situation of Nigeria, how bad things are. That's why we have all these letters that are being written by people all over the world. Massive message, massive message. Now, not only that, we are writing letters to people, governments in the foreign countries. We are writing letters to the European Union, all governments that makes up the European Union. And people don't understand how powerful that is. In Europe, letters are very powerful. If you write letters to the government is forced to acknowledge that letter. They must acknowledge it. Number one. Number two, they file the letter. So that if you come back next time and say, look, where's the letter I wrote you last time? They'll be able to give you a reply. And secondly, if we're writing to the European government, we're going to be putting addresses there, so we will need a reply on these letters. So they are forced to reply these letters. That's the law. If they don't reply, there's a problem. So we can start changing things. People just don't realize how strong that is. We're going to write to the world banks. Why is it that they keep giving us loans that we don't pay back for agriculture? And they can see that there's nothing going on in agriculture in Nigeria. And we're still importing billions of dollars of food. Why can't they just use the billions of dollars to farm somewhere else and let us bring it to Nigeria? Those are some of the questions we need to be asking the world government. And the United States, of course. Why is it that we need to be very strong in this, so that the government of the world can tell us how come they allow our people to siphon our money to foreign accounts without limitations? They have the power to stop these things. Nigeria cannot stop it, but the European and American government and the Asian government, they can do that. Reminds me of the slave trade, when the slave trade was going on. The African leaders did not want to stop the slave trade. There were voices here and there, but it was like we learned in school, William Wilberforce from England, who championed the stoppage of the slave trade. At the end, there was a transatlantic blockade to stop slave ships from leaving Africa and being transported elsewhere. So the situation is still so today. Our leaders are not capable or not willing to stop this modern slave trade and hardship on our people. we still have to go to the West to appeal to them to work together to be able to solve these problems. If we want our leaders to solve these problems will never be solved, and they will still be there for the next 100 years. So basically, it is up to you if you want to write a letter or not, or you want to just wait and pray, and probably one day something will happen. But for me, I'm ready to go on doing this work, and I will see how far I come. Now, the second thing that people often say to me is that after we've written the letter, how is this, how is the change going to come? You need to realize that in Nigeria right now, the situation we have is a very dicey situation. It's a very awkward situation because our government system really don't work. Our democracy, and people don't really understand the problems of our democracy. Let me just give you one example. In Nigeria today, we have too many sets of people leading the country. We have the politicians, our political system, where we have the executive, the judiciary, and the legislators who are leading the country. We have the religious groups, both Christian and most Islamic religious leaders, who also rule the country and exert a lot of power over their people. And then we have the traditional rulers, who also have very massive power and exercise it over their people. So both the traditional rulers and the religious leaders are all compromising the democracy. That's why democracy doesn't seem to work in Nigeria, because the sowing of bad thoughts actually originate from the religious groups and the traditional groups. These are the people that are responsible in trying to sow division in the country. I have Igbo friends, I have Hausa friends, Yoruba friends, really people I've known for a very long time. We never fight. I cannot remember we ever had a big fight and then we, break up and went apart. No. But suddenly, and some of these guys, they have mostly friends. But why is it now suddenly somebody else will come and create an enemy between all of us, whereas personally we have nothing against each other? So, but the reason why that is done is because there is an advantage to be gained when there is chaos by those people. So we need to start, understanding how this works. And then we can start doing that when we start reasoning, start writing it down, and start telling our politicians that we are fed up of this, start telling our legislators that we are fed up of it, and start telling our traditional leaders and religious leaders that we are fed up of this, because we don't want to do this anymore. Finally, there's one thing I'd like to tell you. Why you think that writing letters don't work, but it does work. The thing is this. If you've always had money all your life, after some time, you cannot remember how it was to be poor. Somebody was writing me today and say, it's 2 o'clock now, but I've not eaten the entire day because there is no money at all. There is no money in the pocket to buy food. Somebody that has never gone hungry all their lives cannot understand what, how that feels that you don't have money to eat. So therefore, it is very important for people to understand that if you want to hold people responsible who are that rich, they're always that rich, there has to be an accountability. And that accountability can only be provided by you informing them how it feels to be in your position. So if you don't inform them how it feels to be in your position, there's no way they can know. So a politician that is having millions of dollars, they're flying private jets. This person, after some time, they come in a bubble. That's what we call a bubble. And that bubble is like, everybody knows what a bubble is. So when you are in that bubble, it's like a football. You are inside. You don't see anything that happens outside. You pretend it's not happening. So these people are in a bubble of wealth. And because of that, they don't understand. Some of them don't even know anymore how it felt not to have food to eat. It is your responsibility to tell them how that feels. And when you don't tell them, they won't know, and they're never going to know. But you would think that they know. You would think, oh, they know, but they don't want to do anything because they are wicked. Some of them really don't know because they are in that bubble and they feel that that is how life works. I'm not giving them an excuse for it, but it is your responsibility to let them know that after some time that they have no excuse anymore because you have written them, you have told them, we've sent them 1 million letters, so they have no excuse that they didn't know. The politicians, they have all got the letters. The traditional rulers, they have all got the letters. And the religious leaders, they've all got the letters. So they cannot say to us that they didn't know. Okay? So I really encourage you to start this fight here. Finally, for people who want to go and kill somebody, they want to carry a gun, that's cheap talk. People will say, you know what, just enough of this. We want to go and carry a gun and we want to kill the politicians. We want to bury them. Blood must flow. To those people, I say, look, have you bought your gun? Do you even have a machete that you're going to use to cut somebody? And when you carry the gun, have you made an arrangement on the day to start the massacre? Do you even have money to pay for your transportation from your house to where the politician is in Abuja? So let's stop talking nonsense. Let's stop talking trash. Those are not reality. The reality here is, if you cannot write a simple letter, then there is nothing else you can do. You cannot go and fight. You cannot go and carry cutlass. You cannot go and carry a gun. You're not even prepared to. If you see the police, you will start running helter-skelter. So we have to be realistic here because, like you see me now, I'm living in a place, I'm in a country where everybody is peaceful. I was here on the beach alone, and then suddenly some few people came about and walked about. They watched me do my business, and everybody watched by. You can see them from a distance. They are going. Nobody is fighting each other. Nobody is killing each other. Everybody lives in peace. That is how life is, and that is what is supposed to be in Nigeria as well. The people can live in peace among each other. So all this nonsense that is going on, it's time to stop it. So I'm appealing to everybody. Let's go and write those letters as first step. If the letters don't work, we can always do a second step, a third step, a fourth step, and a fifth step. But we don't start carrying gun and kill people. It doesn't work like that, and only create more chaos. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.